Business Week, Los Angeles Times, Chicago Tribune, Sunday Magazine, and Mademoiselle, among others.
Oh man! All right, I think I fixed the problem now. I think I fixed the problem of me actually gaming. I think I fixed the fucking problem. Let's hope I fixed the fucking problem, man. All right, so yeah, that's what it was the whole time. It was a simple fact that I didn't that my game was going way faster than what Streamlabs can actually afford to show. I'm used to gaming at extremely high FPS, but streaming it, that's a whole different ballgame, I guess. Okay.
Number of award-winning publications, including Chicago Monthly and Great American Pace. His passion, his conviction, and his commitment has brought to light this extraordinary episode, this extraordinary insight onto the hows of the Holocaust.
I'm too fast.
All people of conscience.
I wonder how people speedrun this.
His death. Mr. Edwin Black.
It's you.
Can people hear me okay? Thank you all very much for coming.
I'd craft dressings for the wounded.
I know we had very short
the more
notice.
you can find.
As you all have heard, not only the book, but this meeting was embargoed. And, but I'm happy you all did come out. I have my own thanks to say before I explain to you what has happened with this book. First of all, I need to thank our host,
Wounded need medicine,
Jack
cousin.
Luxembourg.
The mixture calls for
Rabbi
two types of
Luxembourg
flowers. I ask you this favor
when I
because
first met him, displayed an incredible knowledge of the period, and he had a great number of personal questions about my motivation, about my background, about my understanding, and only then did he want to go on to the facts. I was very, very impressed with his insights, and I just want to say thank you very, very much. I'd also like to thank Dave Porty, who's a good friend of the family, and who has helped bring this about. Dave is right here. And there are a number of people
I just took on a dragon
in this audience who worked with me month in, month out to help bring this book to fruition. I'm sure you've heard that there were 100 people in 7 countries. Some of those 100 are here right now. I'd like to introduce a few of them, if I could, because they are here. First of all, I'd like to introduce Fred Tieberger, former analyst for the Nuremberg War Crimes Office. And Fred was one of my researchers, and he helped give us a great deal of not only contemporary insight, but he had this incredible mind to go through all the files tediously until he found just the perfect ones. Fred, thank you very much.
All right, now we're talking here. What's in your crib, bro?
I'd like to thank David Coletti. David Coletti, you may have heard that we sometimes worked in 2 shifts. We'd start 8 o'clock in the morning and
I found your stairs.
With David. And we'd all go to sleep and we'd find out what David had done in the morning in terms of finding documents, making Xeroxes, and yellow lining things. So David is our volunteer in chief, and I want to thank him. He's still volunteering, he's still working, and we're forever in his debt. Thank you very much, David. David.
It's a myth.
We had a great footnoting
you
team.
got?
There were actually 2 teams of people. There were people working on the manuscript and people whose job it was to tear apart the manuscript and or prove it with physical documentation. And so we would have like, 5 or 6 people at a time required to have consensus that we had proved our case, and they were persnickety, they were hair splitting, they were adversarial, and one of them
shows you
is
how to
Sally
deflect with
Muir.
it
She
on.
was here, and she
Savvy
was one of
rogue.
those who specialized in certain areas, like on certain parts of the Nazi hierarchy. I'd like to say, Sally, thank you very much. And
This is expensive, bruh.
You're always welcome
other
here.
than,
Man, not with this amount of it. Damn, inflation.
who had
Is inflation like affecting video games now?
it up. He's last, of course. The guy who headed up the team, I described
Oh, someone
in the
destroyed
book
something downstairs.
as the best archivist and historian I had met in many a year. And that's actually an understatement, because Nils was involved, Nils Cortez was involved in virtually every
Let's see,
comment
what else we got
and
here?
every footnote in the book. And it was one of those who would just come in after the fact, after everybody had done their work, and said, no, you've got to understand this, you've got to understand that. He would somehow find things that no one else found. Nils worked in Washington, in New York. He worked at the corporate archives in Delaware. He worked in London at the public
You don't
record
got what I
office.
need.
I sent him to Berlin. Fine? No? That's it, right? Okay. So he's across the Atlantic Ocean a couple times for us, and he is here, and believe you me, his fingerprints are all over this book. Thank you, Nils.
Fuck is this at?
And a great translator. Now, in addition to the people who worked in my basement and who worked in far-flung archives, there were a number of people who were intellectual godfathers to this work. People without whom there would be no compass. There would be no ability to start off. One of them, two of them are here tonight. One of them is Bill Seltzer. And William Seltzer from Fordham University is the former director of the UN Statistics Office. And he happens to
Oh yeah. I forgot. Certain like items you have to like
on the subject of punch cards used in census to persecute minorities during the Holocaust. And we ran into each other a couple of months ago, and he had a tremendous technical expertise about these cards. Something that a person like I, just looking at them, or any historian looking at them, could not quite grasp. He had the mechanical understanding. And he had done a lot of independent research that crisscrossed my own, and we came together, and we just met a couple of days ago at CNN. So I'd like to introduce and say thank you to Bill Seltzer. I'm going to save my further remarks on Bob Wolf for his introduction, but you need to understand something. There are thousands of experts
oh my back.
and tens of thousands of people who
Oh, what
think
is
they're
different
experts
church?
on the Holocaust and World War II. I think most of them who know what they're talking about would agree that the #1 expert on the documentation is seated in the front row here. This is Robert Wolf, and I'll say more about him later, but you must understand when people
in a
go
church
into
belt.
National Archives to look at documents, they're looking at his fingerprint smudges from decades ago. This man knows them all. He was a constant guide to me.
I confess
He's
it.
an
I
intellect,
took the fall. I tried to go back and
and
find
he's
the
an
book, but I was in such a panic as I ran.
authority
I just wanted to
in
look at
his
it.
field.
Forgive me.
Bless you very
I
much,
cannot-
and his
I
beautiful
thought to steal
wife,
a
who is
glance and
also
then return it,
translating
but
for
the
me.
dragon came and I dropped it as I ran.
Yeah, I'm
Paul,
only
what
going
am
to
I
say
to
two more
say to
quick
him
thanks. I want
now?
to thank the Anti-Defamation League,
Okay.
and I want to thank especially David Friedman, who helped organize this event.
I am newly come,
And I
but
want to thank
Okay, so I can't update you what's going on.
wife and my wife and daughter.
This, give me
who,
that. Mine.
stood with me. It's
mine.
Missed me all those nights for a year. They were working 17 hours a day in the basement. And if there's anybody else that I miss, oh, of course, there it is. Esther Finder from Generation After, which is one of the sponsors. There were so many people that gave me spiritual support, and I needed that constantly because it was such a dark staircase.
Oh,
many
fuck.
times. And Esther Finder is one of the most outstanding people in our community when it comes to
fast,
these issues.
dude.
She is selfless, she is dedicated, she's connected, and she helped me every step along the way. Esther,
I didn't find this the last time I played the game. Nice.
I tell you, in a community like ours, to find someone as apolitical and devoted as this person is a rare thing. Thank you very much.
Okay, so how the fuck do I get down?
IBM and the Holocaust. When I talk about IBM and the Holocaust,
I can
I
climb,
talk
right?
about a chapter of history
I forgot I can't climb.
that I encountered first in 1993 at the Holocaust Museum here in Washington, when I was standing with my parents,
Okay, cool.
both of whom are Polish survivors. Some of you know the story that my mom was on her way to Treblinka in the boxcar, and her mother pushed her out, and she was buried in a mass grave. Her leg was taken out of the snow when my father, who had walked away from a Schützenplatz, from a shooting place, just happened upon her, saw her leg sticking out, pulled her out. That's how they met, and they lived for 2
What in
years.
the world is going on here, man?
And that's
What's
why
in
I'm
here?
Not by accident. So, when I saw this machine, I saw two words that made no sense. IBM, Holocaust. Those two words did not compute. And then I began to understand. We have examined every aspect of this genocidal activity.
I'm trying to learn how to do this correctly.
We have explored the military intelligence. We have tracked the assets,
It's back here. I haven't even gone through here
the diplomatic
in
case.
any of my runs.
But the one area we have not covered, explored, or investigated is
Wow.
information technology.
This is crazy. I've never been back here before.
Until recently, because now we're in the computer age. And so, I decided that I would find out just how far the Solutions Company went in helping the Nazis. The machine that was in the Holocaust Museum said only that it worked on census. But I know the IBM mindset, and their mindset is to anticipate your client's needs. Know your customer and anticipate their needs. And so I assembled a team, slowly, difficult, of some 100 researchers, translators, historians, volunteers in 7 countries, working in 50 archives.
Where the
We've
fuck is this
accumulated
thing at?
some 20,000 documents, a few of which I have brought with me here today. When I travel with documents.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And a picture emerged. And that picture is that IBM and its president, Thomas J. Watson, established and engineered a dynamic strategic business alliance with Nazi Germany.
Oh.
From the very first moment in 1933 right through the war. And this business alliance, this technological alliance, endowed Adolf Hitler with the ability to accelerate and to automate every aspect of Jewish persecution. From the
What
identification
the fuck was that?
to the social expulsion, to the confiscation, to the ghettoization, to the deportation, and yes, to the extermination.
Flask. Picking up all kinds of shit, man.
I'll go through a few things. IBM has said that it severed all relations
growing at the roots of bigger trees. Not that I'm
with
just
its
see your
German subsidiary when the war broke out in 1939.
That quest. I don't need to deliver bad news.
Here's a copy of the New York Times. Right after the invasion of Poland, September 39. This is the September 13th edition. 3 million Jews are going to be removed immediately, say the Nazis, from Poland. And they wonder, how can this be done without their physical extermination? Anyone will be able to examine these later.
Ah, here you are.
At the same time, on September 9th,
Bro, he ain't make it.
the German managers of IBM write a personal letter to Thomas J. Watson directly, who personally supervised the German subsidiary hour to hour during the entire pre-war period. He was in Germany 2 and 3 times a year. And they say, you will understand that under today's conditions, a certain need has arisen for such machines that we do not build yet in Germany. They wanted the high-speed, all-powerful alphabetizers. And then they say, and this offer which you made to us to take these machines, this will be undoubtedly greatly appreciated in many and especially responsible circles. And those alphabetizers were approved a few days later, not in any letter, but in a telephone conversation to the Swiss office, which was relayed to the Berlin office. And it says, if agreement has been expressed to our keeping the machines I had asked for until further notice on the basis of a proposition. And this information was transmitted by the European General Manager, Mr. Schott, from Mr. Watson.
We do the map again.
And
Map's
here are
gotta
the
be
serial
one of
numbers.
these.
Here are the model numbers of the first alphabetizing machines that came in to Nazi Germany thanks to Thomas J. Watson at just when the newspapers were reporting that Poland had been invaded and that 3 million Jews were about to be exterminated. Now, we do not ask Mr. Watson or IBM to be aware of military intelligence. We do not ask them to be aware of diplomatic cables, but we assume that what's in the New York Times, what's on the radio and the newsreel is something that they would be aware of. And I constantly quote the New York Times because that is where they lived. If they would have lived in Boston, I would have quoted the Boston Globe. And as is known, the Jews at that time, just a few months later, were congregated at railroad depots in well-known documents which are now being looked at again today in a different light, and a continual census was taken of them, and that this was called the final goal, the Endziel. And this was the...
I'm just stealing from people.
what they considered to be, but did not verbalize as the final solution.
All right, so...
Now, let's look at some more documents. Here are some contracts. I want everyone to see this. Contract. It's with the Dutch administrator of Watson's subsidiary in Holland. Except the contract is not with the Holland subsidiary.
Should be here somewhere.
The contract is not with the German subsidiary. The contract is with International Business Machines Corporation.
Come
in New
down,
York.
went there, went through
For
there.
example, on one of the
I didn't find it. So it should be right there.
The first 5 minutes of this task. They're right in the National Archives.
Okay.
There's dozens of these. And these, of course, are dated 1942.
Okay, let's see.
Now, what's interesting is that after this invasion of Poland that I spoke about, where these alphabetizing machines went in, Watson then
Okay.
established a
In
special
here, right?
German subsidiary in occupied Poland to service the occupying forces, maintained
It says it's in here.
a printing plant at 6 Rymarska Street, directly across the street from the Warsaw Ghetto, printed up 20 million punch cards, and the leading customer was the railroads. This is not just a book about identification. This is not just a book about census. The railroads ran on punch cards. In fact,
Where's
this
this
is not even
moron?
a book about the German subsidiary. We're talking about all the subsidiaries.
Is it on the roof?
Because the documentation shows that IBM rushed to put in new subsidiaries in cadence with the
me.
Nazi takeover of Europe. Right after
Goodness, this
Poland is
one.
invaded, he puts in a German subsidiary in occupied Poland. Just before Holland is invaded, he rushes a special
I am
Dutch
newly
subsidiary in,
come.
all
I-
reporting directly to New York. Now I know that
Okay, that's finished.
IBM will say that it
Trust me,
lost control of its
I dropped it.
subsidiary
I
at
dropped it
some
as I
point. It had no control over
dropped it
these
as you
people
ran.
after the war started.
Where did you run
October
from?
9th, 1941. To Thomas J. Watson, European General Manager, Mr. Lear, writes a letter, and in this letter,
Ha! Got it.
reporting directly
Figured it was
to
gonna
New
be
York,
somewhere like
and he says,
fucking reach. There we go. A lot of muscle. Hey, I got all this orange for a reason, you know?
on the occasion of my visit to Berlin, I also settled a few pending matters, such as the machines blocked in Poland and the Romanian census.
I am newly, but now.
In other words, the European General Manager is in Berlin,
The
writing back
scriptures.
to New York on October
The
9th,
sacred text!
1941,
Offer proper prayer on
unblocking
but I-
machines stuck in war-torn Poland
There we go.
and moving them into Romania, where in the middle of one of the most heinous and bloody exterminations of the war, and the very next day, he sends a detailed explanation to the rest of the senior staff, and he tells them, machines blocked in Poland, Romanian census,
Nah.
that he intervened with Mr. Woods, the U.S. commercial attaché, to move these 17 machines blocked in Poland. They also got in touch with the Foreign Currency Commission of Germany, called the Devisenstelle, Foreign Currency Office, and various German authorities. Quote, as regards to census, and especially in view of the fact that neither we nor De Homag, that's the name of the German subsidiary,
Where do the
were
Ger-
able to get
have
any
you had a look
precise
by the
information
shore?
on just what
I
they
recall
need.
seeing-
He assigned a German employee to go to Romania from Berlin, and also a member of the German Statistical Office from Berlin to go to Romania.
What are we looking for? Okay, that's an invisible wall.
And the
Oh,
Romanian
shit.
operation was not an operation of the German subsidiary.
All
It was
these
directly
Here it
under the
is,
control
because characters are
and
important. Don't
profits,
forget that.
Center of the New York office.
We need to get these characters to make sure that, you know, when we do fight, we don't take...
And as is known, there were horrific brutalities in Romania, and the war crime records show that many of the intelligence officers relied upon their liaisons in the census and statistical.
It's the one thing I love about this.
to get this info.
One thing I do love about this game, too, is the verticality. It's so rare you get games like this without, like, some sort of gimmick, right? Okay, I thought I was going to take some fall damage. All right, back to the lecture.
You know, it's very interesting, but here's a letter from Watson Belge, the Belgian subsidiary.
Fate mocks.
It's
I-
it's just actually in 1939. IBM is at the height of organizing the Japanese aircraft industry prior
There
to
we
Pearl
go.
Harbor. That's somebody else's book.
No, this is the most I've ever, like, done in
And
the
he says,
beginning.
"It's none of our business to
area.
tell the reasons why an American corporation should or would help.
It's the last time I
foreign
played. Like,
governments.
I ignored all this.
We as IBM men are interested only in the technical side of the application of our machines.
the nighttime yet.
Join me for a drink.
No, fuck off.
Here's a letter, 1945. Right after the war,
Drink with losers.
July 4th. Personal letter to
You're not
Mr.
even fast as
Watson.
fuck like me. You're super fast, boy.
And the guy says, remember me? I ran your check
lightning.
office. And he's just giving a resume of everything. He says, you know, and we moved right after the war began with the United States. That's in December of 41. We moved all the money rentals to IBM Geneva. And we had an exchange rate. It was all stored on a blocked account in Prague. And then he says, in 1942, he met with Mr. Chauncey. That's IBM. That's Watson's personal emissary, an attorney with IBM. And we met him while he was visiting Berlin. And he
God,
made an
you don't
agreement
look so good.
that
Holy
we
shit.
in the Czech division could take German machines made by this German subsidiary called Dehomag and sell them as though they were ours with our nameplate. In other words, make an export arrangement. So what did it all look like? Well, there were many punch cards. None of them were standard. I know they'll like to say, well, we just didn't know, but each one of these punch cards was custom made and specifically designed for the application. Here's a slave labor card. And as you can see, it's like any other.
Look at that.
do. And this
Look
one
at
has,
that.
French and Dutch and Hungarian and occupied Bialystok. And they, of course, had to figure out exactly what hole would be punched in what column
Interesting.
and what row. Here's another one for various types of occupational activity, whether you were a bricklayer or a lumberman. And consequently, when the extermination by labor program was in progress, they could put all these cards
Doing all this
together
stuff.
and
What?
locate how
This is
many,
normal mode, right?
individuals of any stripe or from any background, whether they were Jews or prisoners of war or gypsies or just Jehovah's Witnesses, who these people were, what skills they had. And so when they said we need 27 watchmakers in Auschwitz and to move them to Sachsenhausen, as they sometimes did, that's a real number, they could find them by setting a few dials.
Huh. Really?
And this is what some of them looked like. And by the way, these mock-ups all bore the distinctive logo type of IBM subsidiary there, Dehomag, Deutsche Hollerith Maschinengesellschaft. And then this is a typical card, but by no means a
See what we got
common
here.
card. They all look
Where's my
like
crib
they're
at?
from
That's the
great
chief's
dogs
house.
of the
Where's my
SS.
crib?
This is another SS card.
He's showing Nazi
Once
cards,
again,
but
they have the
the
insignia
screen is
of the
paused.
company up at the top.
Kind of crazy,
And
to
some
be
of
honest
these
with you.
cards had 40 columns and some had 80 columns.
Your
Some had
house.
boxes.
There we
They
go.
all looked very, very different. And you didn't need a punch card to undertake this. This is why people have not been able to understand what has happened for 60 years. This is a typical prisoner card. It's a piece of paper. There's 130,000 of these at the Bundesarchiv. And the vice president of the Bundesarchiv told me there's nothing in these pieces of paper that has anything to do with punch cards. So we took a magnifying glass. And we see here Hollerith Vermach, which is the notation from the Hollerith Company. And down here it says verschlüsselt, which means keyed in. And here it says Lochkart geprüft, which means verified by another punch card
What's
machine,
going on?
and it's operator 6. And so what starts as a piece of paper ends up being punched in.
Okay, it's nighttime. Let's go to the river, the ocean,
This
or whatever.
particular man lost his name. He's only a number. He's arrested by Kripo. That's the criminal
So during the
police.
full moon at
Which is
night,
2. He goes
we
to
find the
Dachau,
flowers I
which
need
is 3.
by the ocean line.
And he was.
It's nighttime.
And he was, and I believe he was a work helper. And all of his information can be punched into various numbers squared. So let's compare this to the camp codes. This document was one of the most important documents. It's in the National Archives. It was found by Niels Cordes.
It's probably outside the village. That's probably what it is.
Dachau 3. Well, let's just go through it. Gestapo is 1. Kripo is 2.
That's most likely.
What
Yeah.
type of inmate do we have?
Jesus
Jehovah's Witness is
Christ.
a 2. A homosexual is a 3. A communist Spaniard is a 6. Human, 8. Jew, 8. Where are the camps? Auschwitz, 1. Buchenwald, 2. Dachau, 3. Dachau, 3. Mauthausen, 7. Ravensbrück, 10.
Uh-oh.
What is the status of the quote, departure?
Fuck
1.
is this dude?
Entlassen, 1. Uberstollen, transferred, 2. Gestorben, 3. Natural causes, whatever natural causes.
They come from some unknown place, just appear without a warning. They're a strange lot.
Damn, you just build racists?
Quite. They look the part, sure enough, but they lack the will, the spark, what drives us.
Good God.
They have no capacity to feel nor act alone, so they live as sellswords. Myrmidons, they're called. There's an encampment west of the village where men gather to face the dragon.
They're not gonna beat that dragon.
I'd wager a fair number of his kind will be
They're not gonna
there
beat that
as well.
dragon.
Why don't you take him? Might be you learn aught of why he came to you in the first place.
Be wary of any body of water. Way too deep, you might be enveloped by the fog like monster in the surprise.
Purchasing equipment here in Cassidus will make for a safer trip to the encampment.
You know what? You're right. Let's just beef up our equipment a bit. We're gonna spend some guap. Let's spend some guap. Let's purchase some guap. Wait, did you need
You'll
something?
not find Sunbright except by day.
That pawn will be looking to head west to the encampment. Why don't you see him there? He'll not make the trip on his own. His kind'll rot where they stand, unless a human orders them to move.
Good. Yo! This dude is racist, bruh! Yeah, don't be like them, dude. You're better than that. Good God. What type of racist shit is that? This is so crazy.
It seems this place
Oh,
deals in arms
hello.
and general supplies.
Had the beast landed any further inland, this shop will be flat as a plank now. Thank you.
You have pie. You can't eat it, though.
Oh, that I only wish I had more.
Yeah, you should have more to offer, asshole. Weapons. No, let's do armor. Traveler shirt. Defense. Tunic. No. No. Gabby robe. Let's see. I think I like this better. Good one. Those. Okay. Arms. Collar's bangles. One of those. Legs. Trousers. Imposing. Leather. Scholar's boots. Scholar boots. Total. Cloaks. Scholar's cape. Skills. Boost my health because I have low health. No jewelry. You don't sell jewelry. Okay, head. Hood. Do not like any of these weapons. Wooden staff. Increase my magic. Ironclad staff. I like to do the wooden one, right? Cheaper too. See. Oh, do I not have enough money? Oh yeah. I have to. First, let's change thy staff. No, I think there was other person selling something pretty good. Change thy arms. Booster. Now we're looking like a straight fucking mage. I'm loving it.
I only wish I had more to offer.
That's her fault. Let's see. Curative tools, materials, work tables.
I only wish I had more to offer.
I wish so too. I keep forgetting how short I am. I keep fucking forgetting how short I am. I know she had something too. She had something. She probably had all the scholar things that I needed. This is.
The produce looks
I've seen it. You look well.
Tools. Yep, other weapons. Can't afford this. These are clothes. Okay, okay. Yeah, see. Let's see, how much do I need? 12.
You look
If I
well.
can sell something? What do I have a lot of that I don't really Thanks.
You look well.
I should look well, asshole. Oh. All right, we are all good. I think
You
so.
look well. Take care.
Fucking, this has bled me dry, man. Okay. Oh, clothing is what you wear on top of it. Okay, that makes sense. Fine by me. Okay, let's go.
Seems they trade in textiles, though I'm not certain they're open.
Why not see the
God, how racist he is. What you got for me? What you want? What you want?
Gathering ingredients. You often see those flowers growing and just see.
Oh, you're just giving me tips with tips. Why about me? Go. Who's hunting packs? Risen? I know, right?
To the encampment. This path should see us there.
Hey, where you going?
Causes of death are in a concentration camp.
We'll have
Execution,
need of a
formally ordered execution. 4. Freitod,
What's this?
which is suicide. 5. Escape is 7. And 6. Sonderbehandlung, special handling.
This night crime.
Extermination. 6. An engineer from IBM got together with a Nazi client and figured out Sonderbehandlung was 6. Auschwitz, 30,000 cards, Hollerith or Faust. We're not sure where these were actually stamped, whether the papers were moved out to another camp or to an off-site location.
Where in the world, dude?
Even the
Where are
punishment
you at? I cry.
was coded. Just
I
like today,
cry.
we code punishment.
flower.
We can keep records of the type of punishment prisoners have.
Right.
Here's a
Right.
document I've offered $1,000 to anyone who can find. This is a document that's listed in the National Archives.
No, what I
It
needed.
isn't
I
in the National Archives.
want to get these characters so I can
90%
finish
of
that
the
quest.
documents I saw in the National Archives
That way I
are
can
listed
come,
in the National Archives.
no pun intended.
Are not found in the National Archives.
I'm glad I get those references. This is my second playthrough. A brick. This is actually my second playthrough. The last time I played it, I got like half the way through the game.
We need to seek out Moonglow.
That's what I'm looking for.
This area is a likely place for flowers. Let's take a look around.
Careful! A goblin! I'll take them. Slay their leader and their morale is lost!
Oh, oh, oh!
Fire! Let thy kiss!
Boy. This is what I do.
Hates ice and fire both! Fire! Let thy kiss!
Fire, lend I kiss. All right, what we got here? What you guys got for me here? That's
This is a purport list of documents from France, from the Justice Department. It says political affairs in France.
Ooh, look what you guys got for me.
Copies of letter addressed to Mr. P. Taylor of the International Business Machines and written by E. Janan, who is one of the Belgian officials, which indicates that Mr. T.H.J. Watson approved Mr. Virgil's policy of collaboration with Germany. It shows it's in 4 different folders. It's missing from
I don't need this dude. I need is like a tank. Because I'm going to be more of the support
everything you
role.
could do with
This
a
motherfucker
computer
coming.
today, you could do back then.
Hates ice and fire both! No! They hold the advantage!
When Hitler embarked on his enterprise of Jewish destruction, it was so massive an undertaking. It called for the research.
Haha, you thought.
There was no computer.
Their kind hates ice and fire both!
And this punch card system endowed
Did it!
the Hitler regime with the ability to automate and data
What
process.
you got for me?
It has demonstrated.
Definitely
us.
needed that. Flask of
We
water.
studied the documentation,
Goblin horn.
and perhaps to you, if you will read the book, that the information age was not born in Silicon Valley, but in Berlin in 1933.
Oh, look at that. In unison. Look at you, dude. Is this it? Yes. Moonglow. Any more Moonglow?
I don't do any moralizing in this book. There are plenty of rabbis around who will judge. Plenty of you will judge, each in your own hearts. In your own
Any more
way.
Moonglow? What the fuck?
But if there is a message to this book, it is that
Oh yeah, I need to give him.
the slogan "Never Again" will not just be a catchphrase for the Holocaust, but a mantra
Curatives.
for executives
come to
everywhere
us.
that their technology, their assets, their corporate muscle shall never again be used
Look.
to afflict innocent civilians. Thank you, and I'll take questions.
Give him.
Excuse me, I'm not going to take questions. You're going to hear from the esteemed William Seltzer. Thank you.
You have heard Edwin remark upon Mr. Seltzer's extraordinarily relevant expertise in the
One thing I failed at doing.
punch technology. You should know that Mr. Seltzer, in addition to this area of scholarship, is today.
One thing I failed at doing
research scholar.
my last playthrough of this is like giving my pawns any like curatives. What's this? All right, so I think that's it for this spot, right? Let's go back up. I need to find more moon glow. I don't know. I've never seen her fucking around.
This road is frequented by peddlers.
Okay. It's supposed to glow in the moon, right? Their moon glows.
This road will have us to the encampment ere much longer. Perhaps we ought to search the shores. I'll take it. Slay their leader and their morale is lost. The goblin in the helm is their chief. Take aim for their chieftain. There, with the helm. Wolves hunting back.
There it is. Wolves hunting packs. I got you, homie. Get out the way, though. Are they really gonna teach me how to play right now?
Slay the leader first.
Got your ass. Shit.
Slay their leader and their morale is lost.
That's what I'm trying to.
I grant you fire's blaze.
I'm called Reynard, but thanks to you.
Oh, peddlers, salesmen, not like peddlers,
Fordham University.
peasants.
Before that, he served the United Nations as a senior advisor to the Undersecretary General in the Department for Economic and Social Information and Policy Analysis. He served as the director
Okay, it's all
of the
fun and
United
games and
Nations
all.
Statistical Division. In a prescient confluence of interest and professional obligation, Mr. Seltzer was the organizer of a conference on using data and quantitative analysis to obtain evidence for international criminal
He's gonna
tribunals,
die.
and very recently, using both his academic and his
Why can I not find more
and technical
moonshine?
expertise,
Perhaps we ought to
Mr.
search the
Seltzer
shores.
served as a consultant to the War Crimes Tribunal, reviewing the tragic events in Rwanda. Mr. Seltzer.
Thank you. I am honored to be invited to say a few words tonight about Edmund Black's detailed and well-documented account of the involvement of IBM
Ah, shit.
in the Holocaust, and because because I'm trying to keep within the limits that Heisenberg set, I'm going to read from my remarks rather than
Goblins hate fire.
There is so much to be said. Edwin has said some of it this
Fire
evening,
works well.
and the book, of course, says far more and can speak for itself.
Jesus, bro.
Rather than talk directly about the book, I thought I would try
The hardest
deal
part.
with a few of the
Two
ways
mages going at it.
the book has been misunderstood or misconstrued since it was published, and then conclude with a few words about the implications of this book
Who's
for
doing?
the future. First, it is said by IBM and others that this is old news. So much of it is,
Hates fire.
but not all of it. However, what was known only by a few
Jesus.
and only in fragments. Edwin Black has gathered together and
Boy, I'm
assembled
getting my ass
scattered,
kicked.
forgotten, and sometimes lost pieces of a jigsaw puzzle to reveal a picture that will not be so easily forgotten in the future. And I think we all owe him a debt of gratitude for that. Second, we are told, as Edwin has said, we are told that IBM lost control of its German subsidiary Dogma after the war began. In part, that
Fire
depends
works
on what
well.
you mean by war. The war against the Jews began rather early. But even after Germany invaded Poland in 1939, IBM was still very much in control. It provided new equipment, and it coordinated the transfer of equipment from occupied Poland to Romania.
Strength in numbers are
Well, one may ask, what did IBM and Watson know, and when did they know it? The book makes several things clear about the involvement of IBM in Dehomag operations. First, IBM and Watson went to considerable efforts to conceal both from the
status.
German and the American authorities the degree to which Dehomag remained an IBM subsidiary in spirit, if not in law, from 1933 through 1945.
I get it.
a goblin.
Second, Watson's management style tended to involve him deeply in the activities of his subsidiaries. He wasn't one of these very high-level managers who was down there, knowing what was going on. Third,
Fire bolt.
after the U.S. and Germany entered a state of war in 1941,
Well, it's starting to become daytime. I need to hurry up.
appointed to run its German subsidiary, an arrangement that protected its operations and profits. Fourth, even before the war in Europe ended, IBM and Watson quickly began to retake control of the Hollerith equipment used by the Nazis as IBM property and gather up substantial profits generated by Dehomag from its Holocaust and other wartime activities. In short, the claim that IBM lost control of Dehomag during the war seems
Oh
strange
no,
at
I'm gonna
best.
lose a night moonshade. Where the
I've
fuck?
also read this past week that what IBM did was no different than what other companies,
This is
such
by
as
the
Ford
shore,
Motor
right?
Company,
Please don't
did
overdo it.
in trading with Germany. This is just not the case. Punch card technology, then new to Germany, was quickly embraced by Nazi leadership and German technocrats.
Yeah, along the
Both
shoreline.
use of this
There's
technology
barely any on the
and their
shoreline.
nature depended upon the provision of goods, that's the leased equipment
All right.
itself,
How about I not worry
and
about this quest and just
and a continued
What level am I
flow
right now?
of specialized
Level
technical services
4.
by Dehomag staff. In this respect, punch card technology differed in a fundamental way from other goods provided to Axis countries by American companies directly or through their former subsidiaries.
Oh, there's
Cars
one
and
right there.
typewriters, once in German hands, could be used without further support from the original manufacturer. In Nazi-controlled Europe between 1933 and 1945, users of punch card technology depended upon the on-site expertise of Dehomag staff and that of other IBM's European subsidiaries to service the machines, to design.
Let's see if I can find more later on.
needed for each new application, and to wire the sorters, tabulators, and alphabetizers used to generate any kind of output.
It's already damaging shit. We just got here, bro. Calm down.
Complex cross-tabulation, or a list of names and related information. And again, that expertise was not remote. It was on site, where the machines were. Wherever the machines were, the experts had to be. The technical staff of the European subsidiaries.
I forgot how short I keep forgetting. I'm so jacked. I forget how short I am. By the way, I'm gonna play some of this game off stream too. That way we know. Just get to the good bits here and there. But like the important stuff like this, oh, we here.
Have all you need? We are an end first and foremost, but we offer more than simple logic. We can safeguard your belongings or aid in learning new skills. Have your pick, any you like.
Learn a new set of skills. Learn skills. Staff. 4 of code. Ice damage. Driving foes that are hiding. Launch fireball. Boom, ice boon, thunder boon. Ooh, that's actually probably. Test door. Damage when you are to. Let's learn ice. Discipline points. Okay. So you learn an ice attack.
What will it be today?
That seals.
What will
Okay.
it be today?
Let's see. I don't have that, but you can learn lightning too. Okay, let's learn lightning.
What will it be today? Have your pick, any you like. Come again soon.
Alright. Alright, so there we go. And there's some skills. You know, we gonna rob. We rob every store. We're gonna rob them. Hey, and my boy robbing them too. But don't need. But I don't. I need basically a tank. Probably 2 tanks would probably be good, right?
Well met, Arisen. Can you hear our voice? We speak to you from across great distance. The Pawn Legion has awaited you.
As you should.
Pray, forgive this strange and impersonal greeting. This rift serves as a gate. It connects our kind to your world. It opens to the Arisen.
It does.
For they possess a will powerful enough to guide the Legion. If you would claim to be among the Arisen, prove the strength of your resolve.
Sure.
Very well. Then we shall guide you in your trial. If you are an Arisen in truth, this humble task will prove no obstacle. The Arisen must possess the valor to stand against all threats, and the power to quell them. A tireless spirit of self-improvement grants the strength to lead the Legion.
Are you reading it?
Pray, show it now.
What is our current status? That's the problem. 2 mages.
A redstone. A strange power emanates from within.
So where are we heading? Is this poo? What does a war bugle do? Ooh, a knife. What strange creature am I quelling? Yeah, guess it's just forcing me to look around. Oh, duh. It is a meme. Here it comes.
Maybe prowling monsters about.
Let's see what we got here. Let's see what's going on. Come on now. There's a lot of action going on in the beginning. That's one thing I like about the beginning of this game. It's a lot of action that goes on, you know? They fucking him up. Oh! 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 Fuck! Let me help them! Don't kill them all. Settle on top of his head. You know how hard that is? Got him. I wonder what... Oh, yeah. Nah, he's a perfect candidate for the dark side.
Let us return to the encampment.
Well, first, let me return, bro. Look at all this loot. Who's returning with all this loot being out here? Look at all this loot. Hi-ya! Talking about returning to camp. Look at this. This money, 2,000 gold. Wait, no, that was like 15. Heal, motherfucker. Heal. Down here. Warrior's Departure. What a fitting name. Okay, so I'm gonna keep playing it.
Punch card technology caused the Holocaust. And again, this is not the case. Edwin Black makes clear in the book's introduction on page 11, if you want to check it out, that it would be wrong to think that IBM technology caused the Holocaust. The Holocaust itself did not originate from punch card technology.
Ah, see, look, right here.
Nazis were certainly able to kill many Jews, gypsies, and other targeted populations without it. Rather, as Black argues, the major contribution of punch card technology was its impact on the speed and continental
creates a
scope
counterfeit of field code around the user. Okay, so it's a defensive spell. Okay.
By IBM made genocide efficient, and the final solution.
Damn, my stamina was terrible, bruh.
What are the main lessons of this book
Stand was fucking.
and Black's research for the future? I would highlight two as central, and here I find myself simply echoing what Rabbi Luxemburg and Edwin Black have already said, but let me restate them in my words. First, although new and powerful technologies may be morally neutral, what we do with them is not. It may be recalled that at the time, punch-card technology was at the cutting edge of what we now refer to as information processing. Its power to do good was viewed as virtually without limit.
You are the arisen in truth, proven beyond any doubt.
Duh.
Now, I bid you select a companion for the journey ahead. They shall serve you and you alone.
Damn right.
To share in your hardships and aid you in every endeavor.
You damn right. Well, so set the look of your constant companion throughout your journey as an arisen, your main pawn. Let's do a female. Presents her name. What was it? Mine is Bussy Slayer. Let's see. Too much muscle. I spelled muscle wrong. Too much muscle. Bear. There we go. Build. It's gonna be a bunch of young kids. That more details. Hairstyle. What you got for me, homegirl? Let's see. Yo, let's give her a fro. What an exciting list to choose from. Jesus Christ. Nah. Red hair. Let's go. Face shape, eyes are dope. No. Color. Got white eyes because she don't fuck around. Let's see, nose, mouth, ears. Never pointy ears like me. More details. Body, stature, build, stature, height, short, weight, in color. We go homegirl. Nice, nice. There we go. There we go. Build. What's her? She's extremely strong. Bust size large. You know how we do this anime now. Stance, posture, imposing. Ladylike, you know, ladylike, but she can whoop your motherfucking ass. Scars, of course she has scars. It's a fucking tank. I can't change the colors of it. Okay. Lady, she wears makeup. Let's get that one. Let's change the color of it. I like that color. Did I move back the same color? Probably. Color adjustments. Nope. Everything looks good.
Steel yourself for combat.
Let's go with that one. And confirm. Yep. Your answer will shape the pawn's inclination. Iron will. In battle, what strategy you prefer? Your follower rescues your party and turns the entire battle. What would you have to say? This way, Master, leave him to me. Now, Master, strike the final blow. As a ruler, which gift would you? Perfect spouse. A brave and just hero to succeed you. Magical white steed. He's a fighter. Hey, Brett, I'm gonna have a. It's just gonna be a bunch of kids, right? That's exactly what we're gonna do. That's my strategy. It's just gonna be a bunch of kids, and we're gonna save the world, all right? Because the adults surely fucked it up. That's why the dragon keeps coming. Here comes my homegirl. Ooh.
Our fealty is sworn to you, Arisen. From this day, the Legion's men called pawns live and die by your command.
There's that one adult hanging with a bunch of kids too. That's 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 a little bit too suspect.
I've learned new techniques in the battle.
Base pawn, you may hire. All right, so okay. Yeah, only 2 pawns. What the hell is this shit? So it's only 3, huh? Search. Let's see. I'm already a mage. Fire. Okay, we don't need sorcerer because that's what I am. Don't need a mage. Strider, fighter. We don't need a fighter. Strider and warrior. Okay. I don't need that. That's good defense. Rid of magic. Subtracts. Female. I don't really care about gender. Let's see what we got here. I don't want Rook though. A Strider is a... Okay. I don't think we need a Strider. The Warrior. In the way, in the way, in the way, in the way. In the way. I'm guessing it's me, my main pawn, and two others. No. 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 I have to come back to this after I level up a few. Okay, I do need... let's have...
Yes, Arisen. Yes, Arisen. If you should ever need anything...
Go away. We don't need any mages right now. Go away. Hello?
Yes, Arisen. Yes, Arisen.
Why do you have to be a mage, bruh? No, no. What's good? You're too tall. Too tall, too tall. There we go. Where the homies at? I almost said something very, very, very sus. So.
Yes, Arisen.
Fighter. Two fighters. One in a ranger and two fighters.
Yes, Arisen.
No, go away. I wonder if there's a Strider. I'll keep the homie there. Fighter. I'll probably have to level up a bit first. Whoa, what's good, dude? You can go away. Tall people not welcome. And you're just way too expensive. And there we go. I think I found him.
Yes, Arisen. Yes, Arisen. I am honored to travel with you.
You should be. Alright. Mage be gone. Mage be gone. I'm sorry, homie. We got a fighter. Got a fighter. This is kids save the world, okay? This is short people save the world. You should just turn around. Don't even come in. Like, it feels like fucking Tinder. Like a dating app or something. Not gonna find a lot of rangers this low level, huh? This dude look dope. What's a party hat, man? Strider, 2 mages. A fighter. Jesus Christ. You already beat the game. Get the hell out of here. I think this is all we're gonna find at my level. Are there any rangers? Let me see something, bro. What are you doing? What is this thing doing? I guess rangers are like in high demand right now. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. He's got the squad. Only one out of place. Mr. Too Tall to be in this party. Yeah, you. Asshole.
A Rithstone. Ah, a master and his pawn, is it?
Yeah, bitch.
You'll be quite the force come the day you learn to fight as one. Mind you, that is a skill better honed in practice than in the heat of mortal combat. I can help in that regard, should you wish it.
Yes. The dark side. Steal the wheel from the chosen one. Okay. I think this is it. Yep. All right. That is it for today. Why am I? That will be it for today. Sorry about the beginning. We had some problems, some issues getting the game and the stream to like have the correct FPS, but it's fixed now. So until next time, catch you guys later. Stay classy. Hopefully more people show up. If not, oh well. Just gonna have fun. This is what streaming is about.